Hi guys, good night. Good night, everyone. I hope you all had a blessed and peaceful Sunday. Hello, Nikki, Nancy, good night. Good night. How you all doing? Just going to spend a few minutes with you because I am very, very tired. I hope you all had a wonderful day. Please, guys, as you come, just hit the like button and just like up the live for me, please. No, yes, please send it. Jamaica is hot. When me say it hot, me mean it hot, bad. And I was saying to my mother today that if we're just going to enter May and we're already feeling this heat, oh, we're going to feel when July, August, September come. Because trust me, it really, really hot out here. So please send the rain. I would gladly take it. Now, tonight, people, I don't know how many of you got a chance to say alive that Dr. Love did this morning. If you didn't get to see it, I would encourage you all to just go over there and watch it because it was a very informative live. I think it was one of his best one that he did in a while. Hello, Maureen. Good night. Yes, I think it was very, very good, quite informative, no bangarang or anything. He spoke about how individuals overseas, how they can go about taking out a lawsuit on someone who is defaming them on social media. He spoke about karma, and that is what I am going to dwell in tonight, because up to last week, I was speaking to someone and we were talking about a particular individual who is maybe about 72, somewhere there now. And I was saying to the person, I don't understand how he must suffer, knowing that back in the days, he was in a very good job. What happened to his family? What happened to his children? Oh, now he's all alone, nobody to take care of him. Good night, Sandra. How you doing? Thanks for joining. Please hit the like button. I have 50 and 10 thumbs up so far. So please just thumbs up the live for me, please. Right. So I was saying, how comes he was in a very good job? Him have brothers, sisters, and nobody know to take care of him, and he's old. And somebody said to me that karma is the reason why. Now, this morning when I was watching Dr. Love, he was speaking about karma. And I said I had to talk about that because you see, the thing is, people, we at times we tend to treat people a particular way, not knowing, say, it a go come back and eat us. Good night, Janice. It's going to come back and eat us. Because when you're looking up and you see certain people, you know that they have children, and yet still they're out there in the street begging. They don't have food to eat, and you wonder why the children not taking care of them. And when you ask the children and you hear from them, oh, well, if you take care of him, if I never did I take care of me when I was young. I remember one particular lady, she said it out of her mouth that she will never forget the day when her mother asked the gentleman for school fee. And the man said, no, I have no money for waste on her. A girl pitney. Him not have no money for waste on her. And the girl never get a chance to go to school. And now that man is there wanting help. And people are wonder why him daughter not helping, because the daughter is in a very good job. So people were saying, why she not help him and everything. And when you talk to her and she tell you That gentleman, he was working with the sugar company back in the days, when you work with a sugar company, Bernal Lodge, and them places there, you have a very good job. And when you hear that, she said that that gentleman put woman over his children in rum bar and woman, that's where all his money went. And now that man is old. Nobody to take care of him. And it all go back to karma. What you do today, it will come back in the future to haunt you. And it is the same thing with social media. What people on social media do, it always tend to come back to haunt them. So I think people, we have to be careful how we treat people. Another perfect example is, I don't know if you ever hear of people, when you hear a man get a jacket, and you wonder, you hear the child, when the child get big and everything, you hear it say, oh, I'm a real dad, I'm a mother, but me not take care of her. My real dad, me no know, and me no want to know. You realize that that child know that the gentleman is not their dad, and they're willing to take care of that man and don't focus, not give the mother anything basically. Why? Because they're looking at and they're saying, because of what the mother did, they don't get the chance to meet their dad. They don't get the chance to meet their rightful father. This man, knowing quite well that the child wasn't his, send the child to school, take care of the child, provide food and everything. And now, reach up in her life, that child is there while the mother is there, sitting down, wondering, how did her child not taking care of her? Why? Karma. And even in the workplace, it's the sweetest thing. And people, I can tell you, it is the sweetest thing when you realize that you have that karma come back around sometime and hit some people in the face. Because in the workplace, you have people and they tend to run down position. They tend to carry news and they try backbite to bring down another co-worker. Why? Because they might want the position, because they think that, okay, then that job is mine, that position belongs to me, I'm working with this company for 12 years and all of that. And then couple years, that person put in the hard work and everything, and you realize that who become the boss of that person? The same individual that the person was trying to fight against. So we have to be careful what we do, because we don't know how karma is going to come back and hit us. When you look on some woman, and when Dr. Love was saying it, I'm say, I really true, I wasn't thinking of anyone on social media. I'm thinking of the individuals that I know in real life, how karma hit them. And when you look at them, they're miserable. Them don't look so quite attractive. You realize that the face don't look so pleasant again. You realize that them always find fault against anybody that come in contact with them. So when you look at it, you realize that because of the way they used to live when they're younger, now they're older and everything, they don't have nobody around them. They're miserable, they're lonely. And because of that, they pick on every single soul that they come in contact with. And that now start to affect them. You realize that they don't look so attractive, they don't look so good like how they used to look. I know of this lady from John's Road. I'm from St. Catherine, and this lady, she has 6 pitney. When me say 6, me mean 6. And not one she raised. None of them. The first one was raised by his grandfather. The second one was raised by the grandmother. And I just saw it go auntie, and I just saw stranger she left the pitney them with. And now, when you look at her, in life, she reaching up there. And the big son, who now can afford certain things in a good position, you realize that the lady, I try piggyback on this child to take care of her. The good thing is that the person is of a good mind, because what he said to me was, he might do it, he might go give her anything she want because he want her conscience for at her. That's what he said. I remember the other day he sent 200 US for her. And I think in Christmas he sent $350. And I sure know, coming up Mother's Day, she going to get money again. Why? Because he want at her head, just for her to think, oh, she treated her children, and to know now that the big one, who she not do nothing for. When we say, hello, Princess Doll, good night, good night, good night, 1972. And she not take care of none of her pitney them, not one. And no one can take care of her. The daughter don't want nothing to do with her. Nothing. When you hear the daughter talk about her, the daughter said no, because of what the mother did to her, the mother left her on her grandmother's step at 3 months. And because of that, she lived with her father overseas. The father kicked her out of the house. She had to sleep in car at one point. She was dancing in clubs and everything. Thanks be to God, she's working in a very good job now and everything. But she said she don't take care of the mother, none at all, because of what the mother did. And people, we tend to do things and we don't think of the consequence. We don't think what is going to happen. Even sometimes when we say stuff, we don't think before we say it, we just spit it out. It come to our mind and we say, okay, it sounds good to, you just spit it out and you don't think. And even when you look at some of the fathers today, they tend to do stuff and they don't think. You might have a father with 2-3 children, and one, he treat too good, one not get no good treatment. Why? Because he might say, okay, then that lady, him now really depend on with her, they might fall out and everything. So the child now is getting, I blessed one, good night, the child now is getting the blame. So you have a situation like those. And you even have a situation where you have children going to school. When they get educated, they get the chance to further their education, you realize that they go to school and they don't do anything. Before they take up the book, they start to dance, they start to do all sorts of something. I remember when I was going to school, they had a word that they used to use, triple X, triple S. That's what they used to use, because where I used to attend school, there was a river, and what they used to say is swim, X, and sport. That's what the girls them used to say. So what they used to do is that they used to put their clothes in their bags and everything. When they leave out of the house, they're supposed to be at school, the parents think them in a class where you think them there, then they are river, then gonna have cookout and all sort of something. I know of one young lady, and today she says she's sorry because she got pregnant at a very early age, and she says she's sorry. When she got the when her mother was sending her to school and everything, she's sorry she wasted the time. She's sorry she bet man twist her head and all of that. Guys, please like up the live. 72, only 19 thumbs up. Please hit the like button. Right. So she says she's sorry because all the money that the mother paid for her to go to school wasted. Why? Because she focused on man. No, you know what happened? That poor girl a struggle with 2 pitney and a try to send herself back to school. That is what is happening. So you have to be careful what you do. You don't know how it will come back, come lick you in your foot. I saw a story and me really I wonder if it's real. The child in a bucket and wheel it to the mother house. Me really I wonder. Anybody know? Anybody saw that post on social media and can tell me if it's real or something, because me really I wonder if it's real. The stepmother did that Kay, the daughter, put her in a bucket, and wheel her to the mother house. When I saw it, I was like, oh my God. Because you see that father right now, for the rest of his life, he might go remember that. He never go forget it. And me know say if it real, because me see it and me say, no man, this can't real. You can't tell me say you have females out there so cool. I think it was on the New York something, another post that I saw on social media. If I find it, I'm going to share it. And me I say somebody can be so cool for hurt a baby, a 6-year-old, and carry it to the mother. Just imagine how that mother might feel. Just imagine how the father feel. Because right now, oh, it's real. Whoa. Oh Lord. Thanks, Miss Duncan. And I was hoping, say, I just one of them story there, because that's serious. Where the little girl, the little baby could have actually do to her if she do that to the child. Me, I wonder if the man do something and she take it out upon the child or what. And then people, this might sound away, it's when you hear mother like me and when me read them story there, I may say, I'm afraid as the step, you have to understand. Have to understand, because imagine what could the little baby do to this lady for the lady do that to her. And she there in jail, you see, that lady, I hope in jail she get it. God forgive me for saying this, but I really and truly hope that she get it, because that young innocent child not deserve that. I hope that karma lick her in the wickedest way and everything. Because boy, innocent little 6-year-old. Wow. Oh, there is this other thing also. This lady, right now, she's on a sick bed. The lady's sick. She's sick. She have a kidney problem. She have to take dialysis. And when you hear people talk, because when you see certain people, they must suffer, you wonder why God not just take them out of their misery. And everybody say the same thing about this lady. Why is she not just dead? Because the lady just in her bed. This minute you hear say she gets stroke. Next minute you hear say she can't remember nothing. Next minute, a pure sickness after sickness. And you hear when them tell you about the woman, them say when the woman did young, she did terrible. As somebody from St. Mary, and them say the heap of things what she do. When would I put it now? The old man, them say she did big in that. Them say and a little people, she hurt and everything. And them say, God, I make she suffer now because of everything that she did. They said she even confess to people where she does stuff. Tell them, say, I may make that happen to you and all of them something there. And when you look on it, I know for sure that I said it. Why? She has suffered, so why God not just take her out of her misery? But when you look on it, a karma, because all of them people there where she hurt and everything, she a pay for it right now, because I'm sure know say maybe she lie down on her back and she a pray every day, God, take me, and everything, because of the wickedness that she do. So I hope that lady, she will stay in a prison and something like that reach her. She just did it and she just sick. And no matter what, nothing. Because an innocent 6-year-old should do that too. It's serious bad, but it goes to show the type of world that we're living in. You cannot trust anybody, because maybe that man, he left his child with her, thinking that, okay, I'm a girlfriend. She's safe. She not gonna do nothing. Oh, he never imagine say she would have done something like that to his little baby. Imagine how the mother feel right now, knowing that she's not going to forgive the man not going to want to forgive himself. I think even if he receive counseling, he's not going to be able to get over it. It will go haunt him for the rest of his life. it a go haunt him. And people, that's the reason why you have a whole heap of us mothers. We are afraid when it come on to step, because you hear about these things in the news. If you have a daughter, you hear that the stepdad do this to the daughter. The son, the same thing. The stepdad do this to the son. The stepmother do this, and all of that. So you can't, it's sad, you don't know who to trust. And it's really, really sad. But I hope that karma will get to these people and get to them in the most, trust me, it's sad to say, and me should have feel bad in myself, especially when I think about that lady, because right now I think prison is too good for her. I think she don't need for that. She shouldn't dare jail. She shouldn't dare jail. And what heap of them here also in Jamaica that do the act, jailhouse too good for them. Too good for them. Because a 6-year-old who not do nothing, the only thing the 6-year-old can do, you clean the house, then pull it up. They walk, they draw down this and everything, back talk, nothing more. And you just have to understand that come with having a child around you. You ever clean your house, and you say, okay, the house look good now, you're tired, you sit down ready for go rest. You see the little one come with juice. The floor where you just mop, spill the juice all over. What are you going to do? Are you going to eat the child? No. You're not going to eat the child. The only thing, you talk, and then you go back for the mop, and you mop again. Because that's how it is. You have to understand that when you take up the parent role, you're going to have certain responsibility, you're going to have certain problems, you're going to have certain issues that you're going to have to face. You know, so when the teenage time comes, the pitney at the back talk you, when the child grow all of them, that don't mean you're supposed to harm. You have some very, very good step parent out there. But, as I said before, we all just have to be very, very careful what we do, because you don't know how it's going to come back and eat you. You know, people, may I tell you one bag of something, anyway, you know, people, I remember when I was growing up in the country, and as a child, when your parents send you to school, you go school, you go back home. If you pass 10 people on the road, a country may come from, and you must pick up that, well, me talk all the while, me I go and go country girl. You pass 10 people, good morning. And you know, I'm going to just say good morning. No? Yeah, I'm going to say good morning, Miss Moon. Good morning, Agatha. Good morning, Miss Girly. Good. And I saw it, I go, morning, Mr. Patton. All of them something there. And nowadays, when you look at it, you know, you realize that the children, them know, they don't know them something there. Them don't know it. When you used to their school, you pay dandy shandy, skipping. When the next one name with the where you make the elastic and you jump on it and everything, jacks, all of them. You think people know them something there nowadays? Maybe some of you on the live don't even know about jacks, dandy, shandy, and all of those. But children nowadays, they don't know about those things. All they know about is to sit on social media, YouTube, all of that, and watch Cocomelon, all of them something there. No playing football, cricket, all of that. And when you look at it, you know, I know that people wonder why this generation is so lazy. Why this generation, yes, why this generation is like that. And them reason there, all them do know is they just sit in the house, morning to evening. They just sit in the house. I have some young people in my family, and I remember December we had a Christmas. Every December we have our Christmas dinner. We were there playing domino, some playing cards, some just sit down and chat. And when you look, everybody I wonder what the other said. This when you're going to the house. Some they on TikTok, some they there some IG. The people them just sit down on their phone. And you say, have mercy. And everybody outside having fun. And I believe that, you see, when children can socialize, when they can share moments like those with their family, you realize that it builds them, it helps them to grow, to become a good law-abiding citizen, because they're not just sitting down and depending on what is coming through the phone to teach them, but they're learning something. When you look at it, you say, domino, that is a serious game for you to play. You don't just sit and you have to use your brain. Every single one of them, really. And when you look at it, people might wonder why these children nowadays, because they don't know how to socialize. If you look at it, so when you put them in certain surroundings, certain environment, you realize that they act out. When you look at what is going on in the schools now, you have to wonder. I remember last week I saw a story where two female students, they fought and one pull a K and S, the other one. The next one end up in hospital. And you wonder why. The least little thing that happened, why are they drawing for some weapons? The least little argument, they're ready. Because they don't know how to socialize. The team spirit that's supposed to do there, they don't have it. Because all they know how to do is just be by themselves in the phone and all of that. So people, please, if you have a child, nothing is wrong with giving them a tablet and all of that, but just take the time out, kick the ball with them, play some type of game with them, teach them something that you learn from your childhood. Even if you just sit down and tell them like a Nancy story, like a Duppy story, do that, because it will help them. You realize that the bonding, while you're telling them the Anansi story, the Duppy story and all of that, they might grow. It will build them up to be a better man and woman. And it is building the relationship between you two, instead of you have the parent there in one room, the child in his room on the phone or something. You don't know what they're doing on the phone, who they're talking to. So just take the time out and spend it with your children. And that will help you also when you get older, because instead of your child going to say, okay, she never pay me no mind, him never pay me no mind, him never do nothing for me, him not teach me nothing. No, they won't be able to say that, because they share that moment with you. They have that bond with you. I can tell you, when I look at the relationship that I have with my mom, but wish me did have that relationship with my father. Seriously. Because my father is overseas, and when you look on it, people used to, you have Jamaican people, you call them barrel pitney, foreign pitney. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we just get to see each other like 2 times for the day, for the year or something like that. But really and truly, that bond that's supposed to be there, you love him, you love him and everything. But you say like, oh, when you have your mother, where you share every single thing with, where you say, no matter what, you're going to do for them. It's not the same, because the person is missing out of your life. The person is not there. So you have to be careful. If you're overseas and you have your child in Jamaica and everything, when that child come overseas, nobody just work. Take some time to spend with the child. Go to the movie with the child. Go to the park or something. Nobody just give the child one little $50 and say, okay, go to the dollar store or go to the mall or something. That's not going to build a relationship. That is not what the child wants. The child would feel much better if you say, okay, then we're going to the park today or we're going to the movie today. That would make a big difference, instead of you giving the child and say, okay, go to the movie with your cousin or something like that. But people, please, take care of the blessings that God give you. Don't leave them with any and anybody, because look at that gentleman. His 6-year-old daughter is no longer there because he trusts his girlfriend. He believed that that girlfriend would have protected his child, and did she? No. Maybe the mother not even did that thing say should have done something like that to her baby. So protect your child. Don't believe that because the person is your husband, don't believe that because the person is your wife, they're not going to do certain things. Yes, you have some very good step parents, but at all times, make sure that you protect your child because God didn't give you them for you to just let them go just like that. No, people, they all over the place. Karma, now me gone pan pitney and everything. Now, people, you see, the sad thing is when you look on life, you have to wonder, what are you going to really and truly remember when you get old? Are you going to remember the fact that you work from 8:30 to 5 or from 9 to 5 or something like that? Or are you going to remember that you went to this location with your family? You're going to remember the trip that you took with your children to Disney World. You're going to remember the honeymoon that you went on, the weekend getaway that you went on. What do you think you're going to remember? Are you going to remember the days that you spent in the office over paper or in the courtroom or over a patient or something, over some figures in front of a classroom? You think that is what you're going to remember? No. You're going to remember the moments that you spend with your loved ones. You're going to remember those trips that you take. You're going to remember all of that. And oh, this coming in perfectly. I was watching so I watch all of them on social, well, not all of them, but right now I cut down, I now watch certain one. His Majesty this morning, he was on his live and he was speaking. I think he's in India, and he was saying that you have certain people, they spend the money on the name brand. They will have the name brand shoes, the name brand this and all of that. Him not do that. Him going to spend his money in creating memories. He's going to spend his money on going on the trips and all of that because at the end of the day, memories is what is most important. And I agree with him 100%. Because when you get older, you're not going to remember that you had a Gucci shoes that cost you 2,000 US or you have a Dolce. No, you're not going to remember that. You're going to remember the trip that you took to China. You're going to remember the trip that you took to Grenada. Those are the things that really and truly matter. If you don't have the money to go overseas, just do it local. Do it wherever you are. Just take a weekend or something and enjoy it. Spend the time with your children. Make sure that they know that you love them. Make sure that you bond with them and everything. Because that is the most important thing to me. You see, once my son get older, oh Lord, never sorry for him. Because zoo, museum, all of them places there, him a go. Him a go. Me a go make sure say I spend the time with him because them a grow up so fast. This minute they're a baby, the next minute them start back answer you, tell you if you leave them alone and all sort of things. So you have to cherish every single moment that you have. Create the memories with them so they can look back at it. I remember one year that I spent with my dad and we went on the road. I mean, we left out like from after 9 in the morning. We never reached back until after 5. All over Florida, we drive. We drive to Miami, all over. We just a drive up and down. That was my very first trip. And people, when you look on it, that is the best thing to me when him just carry you all over. I want to just drive up and down. Just drive up and down, show you places and everything. Because you have to create the memories. Let them know that you love them and everything. You see, I believe also, you see, if parents, if they were spending enough time with their children, you see some of the things that we see happening now, it wouldn't happen. I remember, I think it was week before last, I saw a story where they said a child, female, met someone online and drove much miles to meet the person. And me I say, how that happen? How that happen? Because you mean to tell me say your teenage daughter in the house, I talk to somebody so much, you don't know nothing about it. Take the vehicle and gone a one different state, go meet the person. So you realize that really and truly, the relationship to me, you have to wonder, oh, was that relationship with the baby, with the child? Because you have to wonder if the parent then didn't spend enough time with her. Because if they were, I think should be on social media, and not only that, the child would be so open up to telling the mother or the father everything. Because I don't know if you realize, you see, when you and your picnic have a good relationship, the picnic tell you everything, all stuff with the child are supposed to tell you. The picnic tell you why? Because the bond is there. It is that strong. Good memories, bad memories, that is the best thing. So when you're older, you remember it, the good and the bad. You can sit and laugh. Would you ever look on some old couple and you wonder how they're still together? You just see them and you say, oh mercy, how them do it? Can you think about it? And I say, them can't do nothing now because them get shaky, them pop down. So how them do it? And sometimes you see them sit down and them a talk to them one another and you see them a smile. Me believe, when you see them sit down and them a talk to them one another and them a smile, me believe say that either the husband or the wife a set to one. You remember when we used to do this, or you remember when we go here so, or you remember, me believe at that happen. Yeah, that's true. Some of the children nowadays then lie and them sneaky. Oh, she lock away in her room. So them not go in there, them not check for see who she talk to or anything. Mercy Lord. Yes, so me believes that sometime when you see the older folks, they're sitting down and they're talking and they're smiling, and that them sit down and think upon the memories that they used to have. Because remember, now they're in their 70s, 80s. They can't really do anything. They just wake up, eat, sit on the veranda, look, or sit in a sofa and do anything. We still do, lady. So you realize that it's the memories that is what is keeping them. And even I remember some time ago I was speaking to a couple and they were going through a difficult time. And I said to them that what you cherish the most in the relationship. And they were there. One said the daughter, the next one was like, okay, thinking. And what he said was when they went on a trip. And I said to him, think about that trip. What did you enjoy about it and everything? And they said, okay. And you know that funny enough, those two people, I don't know what happened on that trip, and everything. But the lady decided that she was going to forgive the man. I need to find out what is going on now. But because of what happened on that trip, the lady decided to say, okay, then them are going to try to see if they can work it out. And it's the same thing. You have whole heap of marriage out there. It would have break, it fall apart. But why? Because of the good memories and the bad memories also that they share. Those are the reason why they're still together. Because when you're sitting and you look back on it, you remember the wedding day, you remember the honeymoon, everything coming right up. And at times you say, okay, should I walk away from all of that or something? 82 and still a hanky panky? 82? Papa Jesus. So our knee, not at our waist or something. Have mercy. 82. Have mercy. Nikki, I have a vivid imagination. I know My brain gone. 82. Wow, that's good. I same so me say take the door off of their room, especially when you realize that they want to lock up in there and you don't know what they're doing. Take the door off. Yeah, but back to the 82. That lady is strong. She must be one of the strong 82 ladies because you know that sometimes you have people, they hop in age, but them not look it. They not have no problem. So she must be one because you can't tell me say she have one 82 lady with eye arthritis, this and that, and she's still a hanky panky. Not at all. Anyway, enjoy your life. At least if you die, you know you'll die a happy woman. Have mercy. Well, Nikki, one thing for sure, she's not and she will never be miserable. So people won't call her the old miserable lady because at least she'll enjoy her time. So if she dies, she will die with a smile on her face still, knowing how she went out. I would definitely take the door off. Exactly. One of did not dash away. Yes, but clearly age is just a number. Is just a number at 82 and still doing everything. So age is just a number. All you have to do is just enjoy life, appreciate it. Thank God she's alive and she still have those feelings and everything because you have a whole heap of people out there now. Them no, you hear them talk, them say they don't have no feelings, all of them something that you wonder how they survive, how they live. I have to wonder, okay, no feelings, you don't do anything. Okay. Yes, people. So I would definitely take the door off those children room, especially when you realize that they're locking up in the room, they're on social media, because you have predators out there. They just look for the young innocent to prey on. But people, please protect them because they don't understand the danger that is lurking for them. So just protect them as best as possible. And in the future, when you're older, you're not going to regret it. You're not going to regret it. Even if it's just the weekend and you sit with them, you watch cartoon or so forth, you're not going to regret it. You're going to enjoy that. So spend the time with them and you're going to enjoy it. The child is going to appreciate it. And I don't know if you realize, when you're cooking and you have your child around you and both of you in the kitchen together, if you cooking the rice, that child washing something out, so right there, so that's the bond. That's what you're doing right there, You're bonding with that child. And when you look at it, a lot of children, when you hear them, oh, you say to them, oh, you can cook. Oh, I used to cook with my mom. And then when they say it, they don't say it with a long face. They say it with a smile on their face. They will say, oh, I used to cook with my mom. I used to cook with my aunt or something. And they say it with a smile because they appreciate, they enjoy those moments. And I personally believe that if fathers, if they were spending more time with their daughters, sometimes some of the things that you hear happen, you wouldn't hear them because you have these young girls nowadays, because the father figure missing in their life, you realize that they search for the sugar daddies and everything. When they find these sugar daddy, what do you think happen? Those people tend to abuse them. Well, if they have a dad and that dad explain to them, show them how a woman supposed to be treated, that dad take them out, open the door for them, take them shopping, everything, you realize that no man can come with no little plan and then fall to it because the standard was set by the dad. So now they know how a man supposed to treat a woman, and that is what they are looking forward to. They're not going to look for a man where just I go come and no, they're going to look for somebody who's going to take them out. They're going to look for someone who's going to want to protect them, who's going to want to love them because of the relationship that they have with their fathers. So, fathers, love your daughters, take care of them, and show them how a man's supposed to take care of a woman. So, when they reach that age, they don't fall to any and anything. They don't fall to those older man who I look a young girl for control and twist and all of that. If they do fall for a older man, they fall for one who want to love and protect them. Anyway, guys, I have oh, sorry. Anyway, guys, I have work in the morning. I have to get up by 5 to drive to Kingston. So normally get up 5 o'clock, leave out about 6:15. I'm not going to reach Kingston until maybe about after 8 or to 9. Oh, Lord. Yep. That's how it goes. So thank you so much. I have 67 individuals. Thank you so much for joining Dark Night with Lady in the Dark. Please remember, treat people the way you want to be treated. Show people love and respect because you can never tell what will happen in the future to you. Make sure that anybody that you come in contact with, you show them how you want them to be treated, or you want someone to treat you, so you treat them the same way. So good night all. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you either tomorrow, well, maybe not tomorrow, maybe about Tuesday or Wednesday. So good night all.